Great. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. And I appreciate the comments from my fellow lawyers on the panel, and they stepped in to say some of the things that I wanted to say when I initially raised my hand. But I do think it's a point that we need to remember in this committee because, you know, Ms. Kamek was asking the questions about, you know, why are the trial lawyers so involved? And I think it's really important for us to remember that in our system, we can either regulate everything or we can regulate nothing and try everything and have liability in the courts. But we have a hybrid system where we try to regulate, but the message from the Republicans is we want fewer regulations. We don't want government regulating. So the lawyers step in to say these things are causing harm, right? Whether you're looking at train accidents 100 years ago, we all had to read that case in law school, you know, people getting hit by trains and on and on and on, to require safety. That's something we do on this committee, consumer protection, consumer product safety. So many of the things that we've learned are harmful to people in this country. We've learned not because we've regulated it first, but because citizens have been injured, have been hurt, and lawyers have come along and those cases get tried in court. And so we have this hybrid system. There are roles for regulation here, but what I hear over and over from the other side is less regulation. Okay, well then there should be more lawyers. Like that's the answer to less regulation is we want to protect citizens. We want to protect consumers. We want to have some way to address the harms happening in this country. And so we do both. Right? And the thing is, I totally agree with Congresswoman Barragan that, you know, what you see, there are a bunch of different kinds of ways to practice law and to be a lawyer. But there are a lot of lawyers who raise their hands to help people who cannot afford to pay them, right? People who've been injured. But, you know, in my law firm where I used to work, the lawyers charge $1,000 an hour. I don't know how ordinary people can pay for that when they've been harmed. And so you need to have people who are willing to take the risk and represent people for free for years, sometimes at a time, and then eventually they do get paid, unless they don't win, and then they often don't get paid anything. So as we're criticizing these people, we need to, well, I'm not criticizing. As criticisms are being lodged against the trial lawyers, I just think it's really important to understand the fundamental system that we're operating in and the important role of lawyers in our society. And look, I'm on a roll, so I'm just going to say this too. We need lawyers now more than ever because what we are seeing happening in this country every single day is an outright assault on the Constitution of the United States of America by the President of the United States and this cabinet that is acting lawlessly and without authority. We're about to go to the floor and vote on a war powers resolution, but every single day we see the President ignoring the Congress, the administration ignoring the Congress, ignoring laws that have been set in place, and this Congress doing nothing about it. We're going to the floor to vote on shower heads and toilet capacity and all of these ridiculous rollbacks of appliance standards that come out of this committee instead of talking about the fact that agents of the United States government acting in our names and with taxpayer dollars are killing American citizens in the streets. You're laughing, you're looking at me, you're smiling, you think it's ridiculous. People are being killed in the United States of America, and they're being killed by agents of our government, and we have not talked about it on the House floor. What is wrong with this Congress? Why doesn't anyone want to talk about that? There is an incredible amount of lawlessness that is happening right now, and Speaker Johnson says we're not going to require ICE to follow the Fourth Amendment to the United States Constitution. We're not going to require warrants to enter your home, to seize your car, right? This is the Constitution of the United States. This is the law, and it is being ignored by this administration and by this Congress. And so we need lawyers today, now, more than ever. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I yield back.